So I've heard that some people don't know how to use henna stencils, so I'm going to be showing you guys how you can use henna stencils to do your henna. So first of all, you're going to need a henna stencil, some henna, and some scissors. So I'm going to show you an example of a henna pattern I've done using a henna stencil. So as you can see, it's pretty good, right? And for this, I used this henna by the brand Mumtaz. It's this silver packaging, and I've almost run out of it. So I'm going to be using this one by the brand Neha. Okay, so first of all, you take the stencil out, and it usually has a plastic on top which you need to peel off. So you just peel that off, and then you have to slowly peel off the stencil, making sure you don't ruin the design. As you can see, that peeled right off easily, and then you put it on your hand. So a lot of the time these tend to be quite small, so that's where scissors come in handy. So for the thumb, I'm going to be cutting it off. Just like that. So just cut off the thumb. And I'm also going to cut off these two fingers, not this one because it's connected to the design. That is connected to the design, so I'm just going to cut these two. That's one. And this one. Just like that. And then I'm also going to cut this one because it's got no design on it, so you don't need that one. So once you've done that, that's what it looks like. So you just put that on your hand. And just take your time doing this because it can be a bit messy to do. And then I'm just going to cut some of this part off as well. So now this is what it's looking like on my hand, and now I'm going to put the fingers on. So I'm going to start with the thumb and just stick that on. Just make sure the design is actually on the hand. And then the finger. So that's one, and then the other one, which is the final one, and I think I'm going to put that one here. Just like that. So this is what it should look like. As you can see, because it didn't fit on my hand because it was too small, I've had to cut the fingers in order to get it to fit on my hand. So then just make sure it's pressed on well so that it doesn't come off when you're applying the mehndi. Like that. And now for the fun part. So now you get your henna, and you can now start filling in the blank parts. So I'm going to start with the finger. And you just squeeze the henna. And then start to apply. So with this one, this is more of a maroon shade. And then this one that I'm applying now is more of a dark brown shade. And the difference also between these two is that for this one that I'm applying, the Neha one, you actually see the full colour the next day, so the next morning. Whereas with the Mumtaz one, you can actually see what the colour looks like after an hour. So you leave it on for an hour, wash it off, and then you can see the colour straight away with this one. But yeah, with the one I'm applying now, you don't see the colour until the next day. But you just have to keep it on for an hour. I mean, you can keep it on longer, but I normally keep mine on for an hour. So as you can see, I have started filling in the gaps on the fingers, and I'm just gonna continue to fill it in. And this just makes applying mehndi so much easier. So if you're like me and you can't hold these things to do your mehndi, I think using a stencil makes it so much easier. And you also save money as well, because people charge so much money for mehndi nowadays. And it's a lot cheaper to just get a stencil and do it yourself. that's what it's looking like so far. So I did pause for a bit just to fill in most of the blanks. So I'm just on the last bit. And now I'm all done. So this is what it should look like. So it should be all filled in, and then you basically just leave it on for about an hour, and then you peel the stencil off, wash your hand, and then you've got a lovely design. As I said, for some mendis you do have to wait for the next day to see the colour, like for this one, and then you end up with a cute design. So I hope you found this helpful. If you weren't sure before how to use henna stencils, I hope this has helped you, and you can, do your own mendi without paying loads of money to get your mendi done. So yeah, that is what it looks like, and yeah, I'm just gonna wait for it to dry. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.